I'm like not used to being like right bullet. Okay.
On the right side of the.
I was hoping that everybody forget that we switched days and then nobody show up. That it was still the 4th, but Modern Reject showed up. and he let me know that he wore his shirt that said Modern Reject, just so I could get his name right. All right, well, how about my shirt, little boy?
Hickory Crawdads.
Well, that's my version of Sting. Sting's got the scorpion. I got a lobster. Okay? It's my new Sting T-shirt. Is that who it is? Crawdads?
I think they're crawdads. Yeah, the hickory crawdads.
Oh yeah.
Which is weird because I don't know where crawdads are even close to hickory. Because hickory's in the mountains.
That was my tribute to very superstar Billy Grahamish. Ain't boy?
Yeah, that's a little bit closer.
Very superstar Billy Graham.
The Taida is closer to superstar Billy Graham than the crawdads are closer to hickory in the mountains.
Holy cow!
Speaking of mountains,
boy,
there's been a erected mountain behind the camera.
Boy, dang, we're actually like full-fledged like company now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'll add that. We gotta get.
We actually got to show the shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Dad, you know what to wrestle. You hear the claps. You know what time it is, George. How's your weekend?
Well, if you noticed a little bit of extra closeness between us, I was kind of leaning just a little bit.
A little bit overlapping.
Yeah. It felt warm it just felt good for a moment, boy. But anyway, just kind of sinking, just for oh man, I could have took a nap. First time in 20 years I could take a nap right here. Well, that's all I'm saying. But anyway, welcome, folks. I know y'all can't see it because the camera's turned this way, but I was just completely shocked as I walked in highspots.com, rings, Dad, You Don't Work Your Studios, and just actually saw just neat. I actually just saw neatness. Bullet.
That's because fire inspector came in not too long ago.
That does change things.
It does change things. When they threaten to close a business down,
get
your act
together. All I know is there's some Lowe's department store or Office Depot missing like some railing. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, welcome you fans back to another great edition. Bullet, we're just trucking, not like a fine wine, just like an old wine, basically. But we're still here, Bullet. Just a great week. Of course, I want to just give a quick plug to my longtime friend Jay Eagle there in Spartanburg, Boiling Springs. Actually, I went down this past Saturday. You don't go to a wrestling show because of the concession, but I do. I think there was wrestling matches going on. They just Bullet. There's still a few places that still like cook the homemade chili, and just it was unbelievable. And I ate like 4 hot dogs. Rhonda, the lady that runs the concession area, is one of the greatest cooks in the world. She cooks all these sweets, homemade like cookies, brownies, Bullet. Anyway, I know that. I did all that to go to a wrestling show. But anyway, I met a lot of great guys, everybody down there, Bullet, and I just told the wrestlers to actually that all sprung my great post this past week about I've caught finally after all these years, trying to come up with an idea. What can I do when someone comes up to shake my hand? And it's been in front of me all along, Bullet, just like my great co-host, who I take for granted. But it was been in front of me all along. My CM Punk bears. Okay, I've got there's like 20 to a case, and they're on the table. But when someone walks up to shake my hand, automatically I act like I'm straightening up CM Punk bears. Yeah. So I've got a handful of CM Punk bears, and for some reason it's like that vegetable to a vampire. Not lettuce. Garlic. Yes, garlic. Garlic, lettuce, I think same thing. But anyway, it's like garlic to a vampire. They all just turned around. I guess they felt like, okay, he's busy. He's got his hands full. We can't shake his hand.
Or they feel sorry for him, like this is what he's been reduced to, is selling CM Punk bears. Perhaps shaking this man's hand will get me nowhere in the business.
Yeah, exactly. That's very true.
I'll just leave this guy alone because I can learn nothing, gain nothing from him.
That's very true.
There's no reason to be nice to him because he has been in the business for however long and he's selling CM Punk.
Yes. That's very true.
I think maybe that has a little bit to do with it.
I think that has a lot to do with it. And
that's why nobody's ever nice to me. That's why AJ Styles steps over top of me like I don't exist. Because I was duct taping floor mats down or tighten ropes. That's why people are like, oh, that guy is so nice and wonderful. And I go, really? He's treating me like crap every time I see him. Every time he sees me. Because guess what? I'm the guy that's got the ring rust stains on my jeans. I got the dirty hands. I got the slivers from the plywood. There's no reason to be nice to me whatsoever because I'm the bottom of the totem.
Yes. So that kind of sums it all up now.
Yeah.
No, I didn't really get nothing over on the guys. They just felt like it wasn't worth their time.
Exactly.
And this is even worse. It just so happened I was at the same place a couple months ago when the big heel come out trying to get heat, and of all the people in the place, he sees me in the back. And so his first interview, who I didn't even know the guy, he said, yeah, y'all go ahead and give it up for George Sal. That legend's in the back of the building selling stuff, which was true. I was in the back of the building selling stuff. But anyway, so he didn't get enough. I kind of liked it because he didn't get like a little pop out of it. I thought that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. So anyway, so maybe it is working, but kind of, yeah, it is. They just, why shake my hand? I mean, they're not going to gain nothing.
They're not going to gain nothing, and sometimes I make it easy on people. That's why, like, you know, I haven't, like, you know, really, like, shook hands with Cody Rhodes because I'm just avoiding him from being an asshole to me. He's probably a nice guy. He's probably wonderful, but I'm not going to give him the opportunity to be an asshole to me. So I'm doing it out of his benefit, so everybody can keep, you know, seeing him as a wonderful and decent human being. Or, you know, if once he sees the bottom of the totem pole, he's going to be a butthole to me, and then I got to shatter everybody's belief. So.
And boy, you know, every now and then, of course, if anybody, I encourage anybody that reads my post probably ain't got a life. So, but anyway, I kind of today, it's kind of funny when I post something and my goofy readers, my 3 followers think they know what I'm talking about, but they don't.
They don't.
No. So I love coming back at them.
I got the decoder ring.
Oh, so, yes, exactly. So I love coming back at them. What tickles me to death is I'll say something about wrestling, about 2 words, and then I'll do a whole verse on how the Lord changed my life. Nobody says a word about that. They go back to this. But today, I mentioned a situation with a WCW ring announcer that was very jerkish back in the day, and it still is to this day. But
yeah, if you want to decode George Sal's Facebook post, you really have to understand the career of Iceman King Parsons. That's like the whole like national treasure key to figuring it all out.
That's exactly right. So to get me, you're gonna have to follow Bullet to follow me, I think. But anyway, it just tickled me today because everybody thought they knew who I was talking about. So
and sometimes it turns out to be like, you know, the interpretations of the Bible. Sometimes you get it wrong. You're translating it from Latin. These are different like languages. So the translation doesn't always work out quite properly.
Exactly right. So. That's exactly right. So anyway, so far, and I didn't post it to even, I didn't give a name of the guy. That wasn't the point. The point was the guy's still a jerk after all these years. But anyway, no, really the point of the post was, after he stooged on me many years ago, I finally got to confront him at WrestleCon and ask him why did he stooge on me 35 years ago, and that's what's called holding a grudge. But anyway, so everybody, all the you know smart alecks on Facebook thought they knew the name of the so-called guy, and they all completely wrong, and it just made me feel good to tell them it was wrong. Maybe I should have moved on and forgot all about it. Of course, the guy when I approached him didn't remember it, but anyway, it just made me feel good. Close the door on that, holding a grudge. One of the many that I still have, Bullet, okay? But I closed the door on that grudge because I got to get the last word. And yeah, I know I need to grow up, but it made me feel good. So anyway, so a lot of stuff going on. I know, Bullet, you're fixing. If not, you didn't go last week to the big loop in Florida. That's coming up.
It's 2 weeks. I've actually already procured that loop to kind of be a little bit longer. I'm going to be at the Raleigh SuperCon next weekend, and I'll be wrestling at FSCW, which I believe I forget what it is, but it's a wrestling event that's happening at the Raleigh SuperCon. I will also be performing stand-up comedy at the Raleigh SuperCon. Like literally, I'm going to change out of my outfit for the cosplay wrestling. Immediately get changed into my comedian clothes, do comedy, and before I do all of that, I'll be on answering questions on an actual panel about professional wrestling before that. So I'll be doing panels, pro wrestling, stand-up comedy. For 3 days at the Raleigh SuperCon. I have a day off, then I start my loop, which starts at the Charlotte Comedy Zone, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Florida, St. Augustine, Florida, and then Gainesville, Florida on Sunday, and then back up again. I get a little bit, but before that I'm heading to Niles, Ohio for Northeast Wrestling this Saturday. So that's where I will be. Well,
so the RaleighCon, you basically got 4 or 5 bookings in the same building. That's
6, actually.
That's very impressive.
If you're keeping, well, actually,
that's very impressive.
9 if you're keeping track.
So, that's the way to do it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's like the High Point Rec Center up there. That I told me and Ricky Morton wrestled for 4 different people in 1 week in the same building. 4 different ring rentals. It's just unbelievable.
Chris Hardwick's got nothing on me. That's all I got to say.
And what is it tomorrow? I think there's the comedian.
I'm running my own show, All Organic Open Mic. Zach Pugh will be in town. He's a touring comedian. He's based out of LA right now, and he runs the successful show Rod Stewart Live.
Yes.
So I'm very excited for that show to be coming up. And apparently there's 2 other comedy shows, but I'm very confident that I'm going to have a very big turnout for Zach tomorrow at the Evening News.
Because I kind of did, I like to see where you're going, Bull. I get a little jealous sometimes, but that's okay. But he's got a good little bio.
Yeah,
that guy coming.
He's got a really good bio. I really hope we get enough people in there, a decent amount of people for sure, because he's
and that's
funny.
Close to here, right?
Yep.
I mean, sure,
North Davidson.
North Davidson,
yeah,
exactly.
Just a stone's throw away from here.
So a lot of stuff going on. Of course, me this week I'll be doing one of my little kayfabe ring rentals that I don't want anybody to know about because they'll steal it from me.
Okay.
So we're gonna go. Oh, have you done the birthday party?
Did it this past Saturday.
Boy, how did? Oh.
I did really, and a very typical birthday party shows. There was a threat of rain. There was a threat of rain. We weren't. Nobody was actually sure how we were going to do this thing, and I was just like, "Just give me a microphone, buddy. Just give me a microphone."
Well, you're like on the back porch or in the house?
A little bit. I was outside in the yard by the campground, by the fire circle.
Oh,
so
boy.
I'm doing comedy by the fire circle. I was hosting, and there was a group down by the buffet table, and it was weird. It was like there was like people everywhere. The person who was hosting the party had a pet pig. It was quite the sight to see.
So. And I love it because no setup, right? They just give you a mic, right?
Pretty much. They had a DJ for this party, and it had rained earlier that day, so they had these little pup tents out, and we're all by the campfire, and I'm telling my jokes and interacting directly.
Of course, no lightning and rainbows like for when you came.
But then it started to get dark because we started a little bit later because of the rain delay. Yeah, we had a rain delay for the comedy show. So then the DJ, he had one of those flashing lights that changed colors. He started shining it up the way, but he blinded one of the comedians mid punchline, and so I had to get up and explain to him hey, Commissioner Gordon, could you not shine the bat signal in Batman's eyes while he's trying to save Gotham City from the Riddler? Get out of here.
Now, did they leave all of their equipment out in the rain like we did at ours?
Oh, no, they had a little pup tent. They kept it. It wasn't coming down quite as hard. So.
I just
so in the span of 2 weeks, let's just get this straight. I have wrestled outside in the rain, and I have done comedy outside in the rain, and both shows have gone under rain delay. So we are experiencing torrential downpours on a regular basis here in the Carolinas. I don't know what that has to do with global climate change, but I definitely have noticed a difference, especially in all my outdoor bookings. So.
And Bullet, that is probably, you do not learn that in Comedy Academy, what you just learned. I mean, that's just on the job, just on the job training. So I don't even think Rodney Dangerfield done that. One of my favorite comedians of all time.
It's definitely a story I'm going to put in my book.
Oh, boy.
It'll go right up there with the story of Steve Martin doing comedy at a drive-through movie theater. And basically, he was doing comedy, and it entered into people's speakers that they put in their car. And his act is very visual, so people can't even see him because they're 2 miles away. So he's doing these visual acts that nobody can see.
They thought it was just a commercial in between the movies.
Yeah, they can't even see who's doing this comedy. Turns out it was Steve Martin, the greatest comedian of all time.
A lot going on here, Bullet. Of course, Idiot of the Week.
Before we get there, let me give a shout out to Landon Linville. He is a longtime viewer of the program. He actually comments on the program multiple times on YouTube and stuff like that. He said, "Could please give me a shout out on the next show?"
Yes.
And I go, "For our only fan, of course."
Oh,
no
God,
problem.
We'll name the show after.
Landon, we can call this the Landon Linville episode if you want.
Yeah.
Because we know
we're easy. Okay.
We're not going to be bombarded by people wanting to
come by.
Okay.
We'll do it. I'll introduce Bullet. We'll do a stand-up comedian in your backyard.
Yeah. It makes a difference if you've got a pet pig running around. I'm not above it.
He's going to regret. Oh, please don't say my name. He's going to say that. Bullet, Idiot of the Week. I had to give a little break in between our special viewer that you announced.
I have to.
Going into the Idiot of the Week.
Well, that's what I want. We have to have the opposite ends of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? We have somebody who is in the fan bag, and we have the idiot bag presented now.
And that's how you hold this whole great production together, because I would have said, Bullet, if you don't mind, Idiot of the Week, and then I would have introduced.
Yeah, you would have taken my note and just thrown it right in there.
Oh yeah. See, that would have lost our one viewer.
We would have lost our viewer.
We'll take him back out. Okay?
Take him back out.
Bullet, everyone knows that, of course, the famous movie that come up Logan, of course, which I thought was a very I won't tell the finish, but this ain't got nothing to do with what I'm fixing to talk about.
He's already told the finish in 2
yeah,
episodes.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly, and which is very
spoiler
much
alert for one of our episodes, and spoiler alert for the movie Logan.
Which Logan was very much a story of my life. You know, broken down superhero, broke, ain't shaved, and
hangs out with a broken down bald guy who hadn't shaved.
That was good,
Who
boy.
uses his brain a lot.
Oh, yes. Oh, boy.
We're just missing a young kid.
Oh, yes. Exactly, boy. Oh, my gosh.
We haven't figured out, if Abigail is
exactly. Or Scarlet may be. Oh, yes.
We haven't figured that out yet.
So, oh, boy. That is kind of how we just end. I mean, just the movie's over. But anyway, everyone knows that there is a new movie, and I'm going to be very brief on this, but there's a new movie. Now, I'm not making this up. There's a new movie called Morgan. Okay, not Logan, but called Morgan. Okay, and I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it is unbelievable. It has nothing to do with superheroes. It has nothing to do with Logan, but it's about Morgan, who is a young lady that the scientists have created. Okay, because they're trying to better the human race. Okay. But she's not. Morgan's cool. I mean, Morgan is cool. I just watched it. People can watch it at Redbox, wherever. But anyway, there's always, and it's not really zombie-ish or apocalypse or nothing like that, but she does go nuts. She does. But who I am, not Logan now. Not Morgan. I'm sorry, I get them confused. Morgan is not the daughter of Logan. They have nothing to do with each other. But anyway, how come there's always one lady? Okay? There's always, in all of these movies, there's always one lady that will fight for this monster, basically. Okay? Which she's not real. She's just a chemical creation of these scientists, and it's very modern age-ish. But anyway, so who I'm throwing in here, there's always one lady that no matter what Morgan does, okay, and she's pretty tough. She's very pre-Scott Steiner-ish, WCW-ish. Okay. That's what Morgan is. I'm telling you, not the calm and laid-back Shoney's guy. Okay, this is very pre-Scott Steiner.
Dropping Hiroshi Hase on his head.
Oh yes,
in the Tokyo Dome.
This is very Morganish. So. But there's always one woman that will stand behind this early Scott Steiner-ish and take up for him and say, we all need to leave her alone. She's not the problem. Y'all are the problem. Mm-hmm. And without giving it away, you can kind of guess what happens to this lady. But I don't get it, okay? There's one scene, I got to tell you, boy, there's one scene where they, like they did in my life, they sit Morgan down and try to evaluate her. Okay, which I know right now that's a mistake. Okay, so they keep her in a room, but keep her away from people. Very Scott Steiner-ish. Yeah. Okay, very Scott Steiner-ish. And believe it or not, she wears the whole movie. She wears one of these sweaty, these sweatsuit gray hoodies, kind of like you've seen them, and kind of like pre AJ Stylish, kind of pre Cedric Alexander-ish. This is just like 1980ish basketball hoops. Gray hoodie, and she wears it during the whole movie, okay? So, but there's always this one woman. So they got her in this room. The scientist, he's supposed to interview her through the wall, probably what people should do to us. But he is cocky, so he has to step in the wall, in the glass, and interview her. So you can imagine how that goes. There's a table, the scientist, and Morgan, pre-Scott Steiner-ish. And he gets a little cocky with his questions, so I will leave it up to what poor Morgan, Morgan, she has enough. That's what I'm saying. Scott Steiner had enough. Yep. Okay? Vader got asked too many questions in Kuwait from that one reporter. Yes. This is what happened. That's so, right. Even after this, and I won't give it away, this one lady, I wish I had somebody like that in my life that would take up for me. Anyway, this one lady is who I will be throwing in the idiot bag. Even after all of this. Ain't it amazing? Even in those dire, even zombie-ish movies, this is not really a zombie movie, but there's always that one lady that no matter, I don't know, I'm not saying she turns the other cheek, bullet, but she stood by Morgan during this whole movie. Even after Scott Steiner, Rick didn't really stand by Scott, did he? So okay, can't use that illustration.
No, because he did the whole thing. Like you all know you're the older brother. We all know who the bigger brother is. Still my favorite promo of all time.
Yeah, still my favorite. I love that. So anyway, I will, as we get ready, I'm going to throw this one lady in the idiot bag, and if you watch the movie Morgan, you will see what I'm talking about. It almost gets on your nerves that even when there's like, not to give it away, but there's like blood coming from Morgan's mouth, and you know she's been busy.
Yeah.
Okay. You know Scott Steiner didn't juice. Scott Steiner, you know, there's blood coming out of Scott Steiner's mouth. You know that somebody's probably dead. Okay. Yeah. But this lady, who I will throw in the idiot bag bullet, said Morgan didn't do it. Okay. Yeah. The reporter, the scientist, the psychiatrist, egged her on. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So anyway, that just got to me. Okay, but boy, you're gonna have to watch it. That's all I'm saying. I didn't give it away. I'm so proud of myself for not giving the early pre-Scott Steinerish movie away.
Well,
so
I'm glad at this age and at this point of the program I can explain spoilers to
yes,
you now.
Yes.
So,
well, see, I want people to really.
We don't want to give away the finish to a movie that's in Redbox, but we'll gladly give the finish away to something that's #1 in the box office. We'll do that all day, every day. Because that means a lot of people have seen it. So.
But listen to me. You got, if nothing else, if you don't sit through the Morgan part till the very end, there is a fight scene. It makes us men look like sissy. There's a fight scene finally where pre-Scott Steinerish Morgan meets this lady that works for the CIA who's came to stop Morgan. And Bullet, it is one of, Dick Murdoch would be proud. Let me put it this way. Not Juventud Guerrero. Not Guerrero. Geraldo Guerrero. What is his name?
Hector?
No, the guy
Geraldo Rivera?
Yeah, the guy that got his nose broke. I mean, that stooge on wrestling.
John Stossel?
No, oh gosh, it is Rivera.
Geraldo Rivera.
Geraldo Rivera. Remember, he was the newsman, right? The flying chair hit him and broke his nose.
It wasn't so much about wrestling. That was like some big fight.
Oh, I got you.
Like,
okay.
But yeah.
I apologize. It was John Stossel that stooged on Dick Murdoch. Remember when they slowed his punch down?
Yep,
and said
that was definitely John Stossel.
Yeah, John Stossel. John Stossel would have been a hard. He couldn't have did an expose on these two women fighting. That some of the best punch. It had to be a shoot with pre-Scott Steiner. I'm sure it was. But boy, if you sit through this movie, the last fight scene is unbelievable. I'm gonna tell you right now, Bullet. Speaking of devil. Okay. Well, so anyway, just please, if you get a chance to watch it, you'll understand why I throw the lady that took up for everybody. No matter what happens, she stands by Morgan. Okay? So, anyway, anything more real quick before we go?
No, not after that stunning movie review, no.
I don't know. I don't know. But in prior movies to that, there's always that lady that, my guardians never did that for me. I mean, he's guilty.
Oh, no, yeah. Your twins are turned on you in a second. When that sanity hearing comes up, like Scarlett's just gonna like roll out a piece of paper.
Yes. And speaking of my twins, Abigail's at the beach, and she actually, parents, let me give you a little bit of parenting advice. Treat your kids good, okay? My deal was, Bullet, and my kids have never forgot it. I would take us all to Wendy's. It's very shoot. I'd take them all to Wendy's. And I didn't like to waste food, Bullet. I worked real hard. I took many of beatings on TV.
Neither do I.
You know what I'm saying? So I took many of beatings on TV to get this two-piece chicken dinner at Wendy's for my children, so I would not let them get their own because they wouldn't eat it. So we would split. But to this day, many years later, my twins, they will walk in any restaurant and order anything they can because they feel like they're getting back at their daddy. Does that make sense? So Abigail's at the beach. She texted me yesterday and said, I can eat 2 hamburgers. She even sent me a picture of 2 hamburgers. She said, thanks to you, Dad, I can eat 2 hamburgers because I can. And that was like a little knife in my back.
The knife in the back, when she take a picture of like 1/4 of a burger left behind him, like, and I'm leaving this. And not putting it in a to-go box.
Oh, well, that would kill me. That's killing me. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Oh, please don't do that, Abigail. Okay. Oh, so, I got a good one. I had it in my head. Oh, and if you may not want 2 burgers, but if you do want 2, who's that, like Ben Franklin? That's like a Ben Franklin look. If you want 2, if you don't want 2 burgers, that's fine, but you may want 2.
Order the second greatest book of all time, which is far better than heating up leftovers, and Bud can be delivered just as quickly by highspots.com. If you want to know more about what I'm doing this weekend, especially next weekend, you can follow me on Twitter at ManScoutManning or on Instagram at ManScoutManning. This has been another edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle.
good show, Floyd. Very good. Very good. Well, let me ask you this real quick.
Okay.
Are we doing anything?
On or off camera?
Oh, right. This is good right here. Yeah. Who's doing the wrestling at the big taco? Have you seen it? The big Lucha Libre thing downtown. I mean, it's like 3 days of bands, $2 taco. Seriously, they're
That's a Zane Riley question.
And